Well, hello, friends. Sorry for the awkward angle. I will try to fix it for the rest of the video. We are going to rewarp our loom. There was only one video on how to rewarp the loom, and immediately within the first 5 seconds of the video, it went against all I know to be true about the history of human fiber arts, because generally, when you warp your loom, you are literally making it all from one solid strand. So if you're working on a big giant loom with like thousands and thousands of thread going across, when you warp your loom, you're warping like what looks like a sheaf of wheat to make the warps for your yarn, and you do them in big giant loops from everything I've seen. This one is bootleg warped, where they have just tied a knot and completed the loop on the other shaft down here. So we're going to have to do the same, because I don't know that this is a good loom for me to learn how to properly warp something on. We have other looms to test. This is just the first of three looms I bought. The other one's rigid, I think, or it's a lap loom. It's different somehow. It's like a rigid heddle loom. It says it's a shuttle loom. What I've learned of late is that people don't name looms the correct name of whatever loom they are. All looms weave things. Don't tell me it's a weaving loom. Anyway, so what we're going to do is cut thread that is roughly double the length of whatever I hope to make, with about a foot on either side for mistakes and chicanery. And then there is a specific way in which we shove them through, which I will illustrate in a moment. But we are going to use the new nice warp thread that we bought, although we could warp it in anything, supposedly. I've been told that you can warp things in very cool stuff. But we are going to count these. I can see why it was so hard to get it even, because these were all wadded up in the center. Anyway, we are going to figure it out, and we're going to do it together, and then we will have officially fully tested this $42 loom, and we can move on with our lives to another loom, of which there are two. All right, let me get this, let me get my pieces of thread cut, which sounds insane because it is, because it's not how you properly warp things. But we live in a universe where $42 looms exist, so we make dispensations for certain things, and we shall today. All right, let me get all set up for us. Okay, so in the bootleg rewarping scenario, I have made 13 loops. They're looped around the bottom of the thing. The warp, and I'm very tired and I've lost words. Okay, so what I've surmised is that we are going to take these strands, which hopefully, yes, okay, I did a pretty good job keeping these organized in the back there. There's like a whole situation back there of thread, as well as calico critter mayhem, but we're doing our best. Okay, I'm trying to make this so you can see it. Okay, so we're gonna take, good God, I don't even know how you would do this with a single length of thread. You'll be here for 3.5 years. Okay, so we're gonna take one strand here. I'm trying, it's hard to do this in frame. Okay, and we're gonna go through the first beater hole, and then we're supposed to go through the first slot and then into the corresponding hole in the back heddle that's back there, and then that's one, and then the next one. Why do I feel like I have too many of these? I mean, I guess there's 13 holes or not. Okay, so that goes back, and then this one comes forward. This is the same loop. I don't know if you can see that. This is the same first loop here. I'm sorry. I'm not a professional, obviously. Okay, so we're going to put this one through the second hole, If I find out when I get to the end that I needed to put it in the first hole because I watched some bootleg version of this video, I'm going to be furious. Okay, I'm trying to keep it out of the corners of the straight bar there. Okay, and then in this one, we want to go through the first hole, flip this back, through the first hole, and then out of the next, well, that's not easy to see, through the hole. That's not awkward at all. Reverse birthing this thing inside out. I'll get me a tweezer next. My meat hands are not built for this child loom. Okay, we got it through the hole, and then this one goes through a slot. And that's one loop done. I kind of want to go back and check my video and make sure I didn't start on that one, but it doesn't line up, so that makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing. All right, well, there's one, and here's all of our extra thread. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing that all the way across, and I'm going to speed that up because nobody needs to witness me do that for the next forever. Okay, so here's what we've accomplished. I just paused that because honestly I was tired of working around the camera. But basically what we need to do now is we're literally going to kind of roll everything onto this one so that we can tie everything properly in the back. What it told you to do was to just like pull all of these and have someone hold it across the room. I don't have that. I have cats that will destroy this. So what we're going to do is like kind of wonkily roll this up. Then we're going to turn it around when we've taken up most of the slack. We'll do the same thing on the other side, roll that up and unroll it from the front and then get it all straight again. So I will film as much of that as I can, but basically we're going to start rolling up this front part and I'm going to try to align all the strands that are currently hanging out in little loop-de-doops. We're going to try to make it so those can pull safely off the side of the table, I think is how I'll figure it out. But I will see you shortly. Okay, so I grabbed the little board. They just called that a board, a slat of wood. So I'm not going to try to call it something different. And we're just going to try to gently roll these up. We don't care if it's perfect on this side at this time. We're just trying to use up the yarn so that we can tie it on to the back breast beam. I don't know that it's actually called the breast beam. I'm very, very wary of the accuracy of the thing that I got. You can see it pulling it in from the back. And again, not going for perfection or evenness here. We're just trying to get to the end of the rope or the warps because I made them really long. So I thought that would be a great idea. Why would you make them short when you could make them long? What if I wanted to make something 30 feet long? I'd be ready. All right, and then I will show you what we're going to do when we get to the back, because I don't think that you need to watch me do this for another 6 minutes. All right, see you in a second. Okay, I have flipped it around. This is the back. This is where our other little, oh geez, our little friend is. What we need to do now is make sure all of these are even, theoretically, and that's mostly so that they will evenly roll up. So I'm going to try to find the shortest thread here. I think it might be this guy. Yeah, it's like in this area. And we will snip that when I find the scissors I apparently lost. Ugh, come on, Erica. Okay, got the scissors. Come here, my son. And right about there, maybe? Sure. It's about as much care as I take in my own hair cutting. All right, and then we're going to put a little slip knot through each matching set, thusly. I'm going to try to get it as close to the even end as I possibly can. And then we will slide the little board through all of those. All right, so I'll be doing that for the next 22 years. See you in a minute. Okay, so now that we've reinserted the little bar, friend, we should be able to unlatch the front side. I'm going to have to probably tape that because it won't stay up in the back. And then we're going to roll this side up like we did the other side. Maybe I can do this. I don't know. This is awkward. Party of one. I'm holding up the cog at the back, and I'm holding down the cog at the front and trying to keep all these separate. Stay away from your brothers. Nobody wants you over there. Stop it. Stop it. No. Thank you. That's rude. Okay, so this is going to be a little harder to turn this way, it looks like. Okay. It's not staying super tight, but that doesn't mean it won't. Let's just kind of work this all the way around. It's more even than it was when we got it. I'll say that. It's definitely more even than when it came to us, but I'm pretty confident we may have actually warped this loom. It's not warped properly for looms throughout historical time, but you can warp things this way. It's not like the worst thing that's ever going to happen to you. Ugh. Don't be all like that. Stop it. Thank you. Nobody asked you to do that. 0 people want you to do that. And we're getting down there. Come on. Don't be a jerk about it. Let go of your brother. Oh no. Okay, we may have gotten something wound up in the mechanism. All right, well, I'm going to fix this and get it all over to one side, and then we'll take a look. Okay, got everybody all nice and lined up in the front for the most part. You can go outside of your little board once you are past the first turn. And then we're going to loosen, try to keep that square, first of all. And then we're going to loosen the back one, just 1 or 2 turns to see if we can get this to not be a slidey little witch. Stop it. Nobody wanted you to do that. Why do you have to be all horrible along the outer edges? Anyway, if I decide... Ugh, little piece of shit. Okay. If you want to be violent about it, we can do that. All right, well, I'm going to fix this, and then we'll review once we're fully rewarped. But you can see the process as we lead up to it, and I will handle that calmly in a moment. I might add some puff to this bar to see if we can't get it to be a little more forgiving on these outer warps that are so loose. But I will show you the final review, and we will talk about how much we liked this weird little tool. Okay, staying calm. All right, with the clarity of having eaten some dinner and coming back to this, we're going to try to roll this little gent up here, and I think it's supposed to go this way. Nope, that's correct. Incorrect. So we're going to roll it up this way and try to keep these all nice and spread out. And then we will be rewarped, I believe, if I can get this part decently square, which seems to be the primary issue, but we will do our best here, and I will check back in. But I did add some batting, as you can see, and I hope that that helps. All right, friends, well, we've successfully rewarped it. The things switch back up and down when we flip our heddles, and we have done it. Congratulations to us. Just as a reminder, this is what we made on the first try. You can watch all of the previous videos to this one if you would like to see me doing that. But I'm very pleased with this. I would rate this at least an 8 to 9 out of 10 on a scale of coolness and intro to a new project, because I've managed to get this really nice and tight. And honestly, unless you're trying to weave like full-size blankets, this is just a really nice way to interact with the process of weaving. Don't make it something it's not. It's not a professional loom. You shouldn't be making blankets on this. But is it nice enough to make beautiful things? Hell yeah, it is. And you should get one if you want to spend $42 on a thing that works pretty darn great. I'm impressed. I enjoyed it, and I will be using it again. I've already wrapped up some shuttles with some more hand-dyed yarn, and I think I'm going to make one that is a kind of like Maori ocean-themed piece with all of the nice blues that I have left over from the dyeing experiments that you can also watch. If I have earned your like or subscribe today, I would be so grateful if you would hit one of those buttons for me, and I hope to see you in yet another experiment, video, nonsense, unboxing, whatever I happen to be up to tomorrow. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!